Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. And if you're a mother in any capacity, happy Mother's Day. I hope it was a blessing for you. And you know what, even if it wasn't, it's a Hallmark holiday. It doesn't even exist in other countries. So don't fret too much, right? People, it is an 8-cup night for me. I'll tell you that. And this is just filled with beautiful peppermint tea to just calm me down. Yeah, I've been missing in action for a day or two, but I was driving hundreds of miles for so many reasons. So many. So like today I got to honor my mother, which I was thrilled, and go to brunch with my sister and her husband, which was fabulous. And my mother's 89 and she's just brilliant, and it was a really fantastic day, but it always involves a few hundred miles of driving. And yesterday we were doing stuff around the house, and I had to, drive with my husband for a few hundred miles because there was this part that he needed. And, I'm his wife, and I was happy to be able to do it. And it was just a series of things like that. And we're kind of having like this unbelievable wind, like 35 knot wind. And, we're just trying to deal with things. And I was like, if I don't get to JBV, it's okay. It's got to be okay. And, it was interesting. Sometimes we just need to know that things are okay, and that not everybody was raised with the same, I don't even want to say values. Pressure might be the better way. Like for me, I was raised that you get it done no matter what. You fake it till you make it. And you basically ignore any feelings that might get in the way of meeting that obligation. My husband wasn't raised that way. Not even his mother, and God bless her because she left the planet several years ago. And it's hard to believe that I can say several years ago, but honestly, it's been almost 18 years. It hurts just as much, on Mother's Day. And I remember when I first got together with my husband, his family was willing to call a boundary. If they weren't up for something, they said no. If they were in the middle of something and suddenly it wasn't working for them, they stepped out. I'm like, hooey whatty? I can't even imagine. So today, when he decided that he was missing his mother and hurting, he did not go to Mother's Day. And it of course freaked out my family because they just don't get that. But I was like, I'm going to honor my husband and let him have his feelings, How about you? Can you relate to that? Yeah, for us, it was always business as usual. But for him, he's like, no, I'm not required to override my feelings to meet an obligation. Could you imagine? I'd love to know. Do you have the grace of that boundary? That is not my story. But anyway, I really did appreciate it, though. I did. And you know what? I was happy to drive myself and to honor my mom. And, next month, his father is still alive and mine exited the planet, and that might be a little hard. I will certainly be there to wish his father, who doesn't even live here, he lives in Texas, but we'll be calling and wishing him a happy holiday and all of that, which is great. I feel blessed that I'm not one of those people who, feels that I'm any less blessed than someone. For me, because his father's still here and mine isn't, I can't even imagine, taking away from that at all. That my mother's here and his isn't. I'm not that kind of person. I just rejoice. Yay, right? But not everyone's like that, and I want that to be okay too. So anyway, yes, I had to take a moment, have a boundary, do what was required of me, and find the grace. So anyway, I hope you had a great Mother's Day if that's your story. I hope your heart is at peace if you're mourning. The pace of my life is super quick right now, and a lot of things are being asked of me, so I'm doing my best to check in. I I want to have just a super successful, healthy week. That's my plan, and to use my tools to do that. And it was I've been trying to find the better way for me, right? And it hasn't been right. It just hasn't been right, as my weight will attest. But I still feel like fruit and vegetables, you know, minimal plant-based fats, because again, fruit and vegetables in their entirety have fat and carbs and protein within themselves, right? And they're complete amino acids in themselves. But um, to stay off binges, it's certainly important to have some plant-based fats. But I I just I feel like there is a balance for me somewhere. I definitely have to keep my body moving. I sit way too much. I'm completely aware. God's been giving me lots of hints about that. From sitting in the classroom, which if I use my laptop as a tablet, and there are ways, Bluetooth it out. I could definitely be cruising the classroom more. I definitely am trying to do a couple of laps before school, a couple at first recess, a couple after school. And getting some steps in that way. I'm taking some time when my husband wants to watch a show to be moving on my rebounder. Like, I'm trying to get my head around it, because when I'm driving every day, that 100 miles, it's a lot. And I just have to move my body. Like, that is by far my greatest deficit beyond my food choices, absolutely. So I just want to have a super healthy, successful week, and I'll be telling you how that's going. I also thought I really want to have an attitude of gratitude, and I think I'm going to go ahead and start a gratitude challenge, just to remind us of some of the better ways, right? Anyway, though, people, it is late, not a surprise. That is a grace I may not find this side of heaven, and that's okay. But yeah, I'm happy to check in with you guys, and God bless you, and God bless me. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.